Saturday night, I'm not going to be able to sleep thinking about the Arsenal game because it's just something different, man. I think Eddie Nketiah is one of the best backup strikers in the Premier League.
United, Emirates this Sunday, the old rivalry returns.
We'll get the dub at the Emirates. I would see it. Get in, get out, man. Get in, get out.
How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Box to Box. United, Emirates this Sunday, the old rivalry returns. We're both at the top end of the table. Arsenal in first place, United in third. Dropped points against Palace the other day, so it's not built up as it's meant to be this Sunday. But it is what it is. Arsenal United, always a big game. They're the only team to beat us this season. So a bit of revenge is on the cards now. I'm with Stoppage Time's finest, FTBL's finest, Culture Cam's in the building. What are you telling me, my bro?
Come on. I'm all good, man. Hey, I was here earlier in the season, right?
You was.
I was here earlier in the season, and you know what happened?
I've kind of erased that out of my memory.
There we go. At least a good, nice reminder. We're the only team to beat you this season. Just remember
we
that.
Bounced back. We bounced back comfy, though.
But hey, thanks for having me on, man. It's always good to come on AFTV, man. Pick up everyone involved as well, man.
Come on, G. And obviously, as well as Stoppage Time TV, as well as FTBL, Big Six Extras finest as well. Come on,
man.
G.
You know, I'm out here, man. All everywhere, bro. Your face, I'm all up in your screens, man.
All right, people, make sure you hit the like button. Let's get this up to 1,000 as always, people. And we've got some more content coming on the official Big Six channel, so look out for that. But this is Box to Box, and we're about to get into it. So, Cams, talk to me about United first. As always, this is how we start the show. You've come a long way this season under Ten Hag. I mean, it's looking good over there. I don't think a title challenge was ever on the cards for United fans, especially at the start of the season with expectations. But, you know, you've slowly but surely crept up the table and you're in and around the conversation, to say the least. How's it looking for you lot over there?
Bro, I mean, it's looking good, you know. Like, I remember last season, I did an episode with you. I think just as Ten Hag got announced, and I said, I know
10 era.
You remember? So I know I was speaking about being optimistic under him because he's a manager that plays modern football. And, you know, when you say like modern, people seem to think it means young. Well, I know Ten Hag's not a young manager by age, but in the football world, he's still relatively new to the game. He's obviously done his thing at Ajax, and I think he go ahead Eagles, and might have been the other team. But he's still relatively new into management. And what he's doing for Manchester United in such a quick space of time is so impressive, bro. Because, bro, we're a mega club. Like, we're not a small team. We're a mega club. And you look at what Arteta's done at Arsenal, and I think Arteta came in with the right ideas and tried to implement his style instantly, discipline players. But I just still think something about Manchester United, the magnitude, is just a slight bit higher. And to come in and have to face a player like Cristiano Ronaldo, have to face a situation like, do we start Maguire, do we not? Little things like that is something that you live and die for.
Yeah.
If Man United went on terrible form without Maguire, what country are we in right now?
Yeah, England.
They would have said, you're not playing England centre-half. Same thing with Cristiano Ronaldo, you know what I mean? You're not playing one of the GOATs. So for him to come in and stabilise the club, implement his style, while still having to work with players that, of course, they're not his men at the end of the day. So I don't even think we've seen the full, extent of what Manchester United can be. So listen, I'm super excited about the future. And this is the first time since Fergie, I can genuinely say, I think he will take us back to where we belong.
I mean, you mentioned Mikel Arteta and Arsenal's resurgence over the years. I mean, are you drawing comparisons to that, or is there a bigger need for United to return to the conversation a lot quicker than it took Mikel Arteta bringing Arsenal back into the conversation?
Yeah, I think it's crazy. I think Arsenal had a longer period of the fan base having to accept, okay, we're not that team anymore. You know, what are we going to do? You were suffering under Emery as well. I think Arsenal fans are a little bit more patient in that regards to Man United fans, especially, let's keep it 100, the money that we have in we're able to spend makes you have to accelerate things, you know? You're not going to give as much leeway to a 70 million signing than you are to a 20 million signing, which Arteta might do or Arsenal might do, for example. And I know Arsenal have spent money, but I do think that Man United fans, listen, the success that we've come from, bro, not saying Arsenal haven't come from success, but the success that we've come from, we're just desperate. You know what I mean? We're desperate. But what we do know is we have to understand that it's a project. I don't like using the words, but it is a process. It is a project. But we do get impatient, bro. If we don't start seeing the right things happen, we will get impatient. But one thing is, we have had to learn how to exercise that. With the whole Ollie period, I mean, this guy was given all the buzzwords, you know what I mean? And Man United fans were lapping it up. So, in a way, our standards have dropped a little bit, but I do think Ten Hag is trying to raise that standard. And he said himself, when you sign the right players, you can accelerate your process. When you sign Casemiro, when you get Varane back to his best, you can accelerate that process. And we didn't expect to be sitting, even in a conversation with, we didn't expect Arsenal to be top, let me tell you that.
No one did.
But we didn't expect to be in a conversation where we're going to the Emirates this week and we're talking about, yo, this is a top 3 clash. Bro, I'm telling you, we did not expect that. Like, I was thinking Liverpool are going to be up there. Chelsea are going to be doing their thing under Tuchel. And the season just panned out for Man United to be somewhere at the top. So, listen, we need to be patient, but we still want success, man, as soon as possible.
Listen, it's coming up to 10 years. United haven't won the league. It's coming up to 20 years. Arsenal haven't won the league. So somewhat fallen giants. And you're right, the size of the clubs, the size of the fan bases, you know, we deserve better. We've deserved better over the years. But finally, it seems that, you know, we are headed both in the right direction. And this match is starting to have the clout it used to have, you know, back in the day when we was both growing up, school time, secondary school.
Bro, no, man. You had some fixtures, bro. You had some serious fixtures. Like, I mentioned it to you. Obviously, I do think that Man United have taken the sting out of it a little bit by not getting the result against Palace. I do think we took the sting out. And just as a football fan, as a neutral, obviously I'm a Man United fan, but just like, even for somebody that's not a Man United fan, I know you wanted to see this kind of game at the highest magnitude, the highest leverage moment. We have taken the sting out of that a little bit, but I said it, like, I was genuinely saying to my boys, if we beat Crystal Palace, I'm not going to sleep at night the game before. Saturday night, I'm not going to be able to sleep thinking about the Arsenal game because it's just something different, man. Obviously, you guys can tell I'm a London Man United fan. They're going to put it in the comments.
Don't get them started.
I'm a London Man United fan, but so I grew up around Arsenal fans. You know what I mean? So this is something different. Of course, Liverpool is major. It's still the same. City. But when you have your friends all around you that are Arsenal fans growing up, teasing you. I remember growing up under Invincible. Who's ever going to beat this team? Of course, it was us. You know what I mean?
It is what it is.
I know it was us. But at the same time, it felt like this is ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, you're getting teased in school and stuff. So, like, honestly, man, like, I wish it was a bigger game on Sunday, but it's still a big one for bragging rights. Big one.
Don't remind me about who stopped it, because the referee's been doing us dirty for a long time now.
Any record you guys try and set, we come and break. That's what I'm saying.
Listen, 49 undefeated. I'm still waiting for that one to be broken.
Get in trouble, man. Get in trouble in there.
Be invincible, my guy. Where's your gold trophy?
Don't worry about that. Listen, who do we beat on the way to the treble?
Don't even remember
that. You got a statue over here. Yeah, he's got a statue over here.
No disrespect, my bro. You can't disrespect Big Dennis. You can't do that. Man. But listen, Casemiro's out, and you know what? I wanted Casemiro to play. I can't lie to you, because he's a fighter for you. Like, he's kind of up the levels in midfield for you, like, this season, and that's part of the history behind Arsenal United. It was always a feisty game, to say the least, and I would have loved to see nothing more than Partey starting for us, Casemiro starting for you guys, seeing what Casemiro can do with Odegaard, who, in my opinion, probably player of the season so far. Obviously, Haaland's got a bag of goals, but there's also question marks about what else he brings when he's not scoring. With Odegaard, he's really, stepped on leaps and bounds this season. But Casemiro's out, and you saw the reaction of Fernandes, you saw the reaction of Ten Hag in his press conference. How big is that loss this Sunday?
It's a major loss, bro. Like, it can't be understated. You know, what he's done for our team, bro, is monumental, fam. Like, I compare it, of course, Van Persie went and won us trophies, but we were at a better level.
Yeah.
But I compare it to a signing like that. For me, it feels like the best signing since Van Persie in terms of coming in and changing the squad. Bruno Fernandes was fantastic in terms of making an impact. I won't deny that. But something about Casemiro, he just lifted the level. Like, you look at guys around him and they start becoming warriors. They start wanting to get into these duels. They start doing different things. I'm seeing guys celebrate defending. You know what I mean? And I think he's brought that real love for it. That passion into the team. And Ten Hag feeds off that. People seem to think that Ten Hag is, because of his Ajax team, is a tippy-tippy kind of manager. You listen to his press conferences. He talks about heart, duels, warriors, fight, battle. The first thing he said at Man United was, I'm prepared to battle. That's the first thing he said. And bringing in a staple like Casemiro has been so huge for us. I'm on record saying I think he's the best defensive mid in the world. And I've said that for years. So it's good to see him in the Premier League. I think Partey is probably in the team of the season.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm not going to say he's not. So it would have been good. Now, we've had McFred as our midfield, for example, for 3 years. Surely they can give us one performance, bro. They can't. Surely they can give us one
Fred done his
performance.
thing last Saturday against De Bruyne.
Exactly. So listen, I'm trying to be optimistic. Of course, it's a big loss, but we got to deal with it, man. I'm not going to be one of them ones that's crying about it 24/7. Of course, if I see McTom or Fred do some nonsense, I'm going to be like, oh, I wish it was Casemiro.
Yep.
However, you got to get on with it, man. How often do you get two sides at max strength? It's rare.
It's definitely rare.
It's rare. So you just got to get on with it and move on.
Let's talk about Arsenal now, Cams, and your perspective on our lineup and our key threats. I mean, we've just mentioned Odegaard, but Saka and Martinelli definitely deserve a mention. I mean, Eddie has kind of hit the ground running since Jesus' injury. Thomas Partey, you mentioned team of the season. Defensively, the second best defensive record in the league. Young Saliba comes in, and yes, he's had a couple of mistakes in him over the season, but overall, you expect that from a young defender in his first season in the Premier League. It's how you bounce back that matters, and he has bounced back, similar to Gabriel this season. Zinchenko, Ben White, Ramsdale. I don't know who to pick out, but I want you to pick out a couple key threats in your eyes that you need to nullify this coming weekend.
Yeah, it's mad because with our last one, the last episode that we did, I said the key man for me would be Odegaard, right? I just love the player, bro.
Yeah.
I just love the player. Bro, I'm telling you, it's exactly that. I just love the player because I remember, I mention it a lot. People are going to probably know my content. I'm going to be, okay, we heard. But I do remember when it was Maddison or Odegaard and Arsenal, like the majority wanted Maddison, 70 million for Maddison or 30 million for Odegaard. I was like, give me Odegaard, please. The guy is a baller. Did I expect him to come and be Arsenal captain and this revelation? No. But I thought his loan spell was a bit overhated. I think he was decent. I think he got a bit of a bad rap there. So I think he's a key man. I look at Arsenal's team, and I know people say Jesus is the key or whatever. I think Eddie Nketiah is one of the best backup strikers in the Premier League. And in our last season's talk, when it was time to give him a new contract, I said Eddie will score goals wherever he goes.
I remember you said that.
He will score goals, and that is what he's doing at Arsenal at the moment. But I look at Arsenal, and I think the key players to maintain Arsenal playing at your peak of your ability, Zinchenko. I see a significant difference when Tierney's playing, and not to disrespect Tierney because he's a very good left back. That's one of the best. If he's your backup left back, you're laughing.
Nice,
You're laughing. But the possession, the safety he gives you guys, the technical security on the ball, he allows Partey to do extra passes. Because all right, give it back to me. All right, cool. Now Partey can turn out and can do what he wants to do. So Zinchenko, Partey, he's irreplaceable for you guys. As much as Xhaka has done the 6 role before, he can't do it to the level that Partey is doing. So I look at Zinchenko and Partey in the first phase. I look at Odegaard, and you've got to look at Saka. You've got to look at Saka. He's building up a little Rashford record at the moment in the top 6. Like, he's guys putting on goals and assists in nearly every top 6 match. So he's a threat. So if I'm talking about who can penetrate in terms of get a goal, get an assist, I'm looking at Saka. That final third conducting, I'm looking at Odegaard. And from the back, I'm looking at Zinchenko and I'm looking at Partey. I think those are the 4 key players for Arsenal. And they're all fit, so it's a problem.
So where's the key battle for you? One key battle on the pitch. You mentioned Saka, you mentioned Odegaard, Partey and Zinchenko. Who in what position is going to be able to stop them?
Bro, that's a tough one. You know what? I think Saka, was getting the better of Malacia in the first game. I really want to see if he plays Malacia because Malacia offers us an intensity, but Malacia also jumps in sometimes. And Saka is good at evading that type of stuff. If Luke Shaw's playing left back, I am super interested to see Luke Shaw v Saka. This is Saka at his best, and this is Luke Shaw at his best. So arguably, both of them could be looking at maybe team of the season at the moment. Potentially, arguably, in terms of how they're performing. So I think that's a key battle, Saka v Luke Shaw. Whoever's going to get in around Odegaard. I can't predict it right now because I don't know if Fred is starting. I don't know if McTom's starting. I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know what he's going to do. Zinchenko, I don't think there's any real stopping him because how do you set a game plan for an inverted fullback? Exactly. So I'm not going to mention him. And it's just about who we can get buzzing around Partey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't give him the time on the ball. Don't give him the space. Get around him. But what we did against Man City is we created a box around Rodri. Now, Rodri had all of the ball.
Yeah.
But what we did is we stopped who he's passing it to, you know, and you limited his threat. So you're marking KDB, you're marking Bernardo Silva. So Rodri's looking around, having to rush it. Who's he passing it? All right, go back to Ake.
Yep.
That's what I want. Listen, I want Saliba and Gabriel to come off the game with most touches, most passes, most touches. Most passes, most touches. That's what I want to see from Arsenal centre half. So Partey and Bruno maybe buzzing around him.
Okay.
Saka v Luke Shaw, and whoever it is, McTominay, Fred, in and around Odegaard.
And you've had a problem up front all season. I mean, you know, Ronaldo, we've talked about that situation. He's no longer at the club. You brought in Weghorst in January. He started his first game the other day. And Martial just doesn't seem to have kicked on over the years and become that attacking player that you thought he might be. So who do you want to see start up front for United? Who do you think will be the biggest threat for you?
Bro.
Because outside looking in, for us, looking at Weghorst, we can see him causing problems.
Really?
Because of, maybe it's PTSD. Over the years, a physical, tall striker tended to cause us problems, even when you remember the beginning of last season with Ben White against Tony and how much was made of that.
Yeah.
But I'm also with you in terms of Weghorst's quality. Yeah, there's a lot of doubts about that.
Bro, my thing is, you sign average, you get average. That's how I see it. And without disrespecting Weghorst too much, I just don't think he's a Man United quality player. He looked way off the pace, in my opinion, against Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Couple nice first touches, I'll be honest, like passing it, laying it off. But he just looked two yards off the game. Do you know what I mean? He was always like reacting. He never looked proactive at all. So is it unfit? I don't know why he would be, because he's been playing for Besiktas. So why would you be unfit?
He's been scoring goals for them. Yeah.
Exactly. And listen, the best so far on evidence, the best you get out of Marcus Rashford is when Martial's playing. One reason or another, not even if it's Martial assisting him, just for some reason they have this synergy together. So ideally, I'm not Martial's biggest fan. I hate how he's always injured and stuff, but I would prefer Martial out there than Weghorst, man, because this is the Emirates, man.
Yeah.
Throwing him in second game, bro, I don't know.
Listen, it might come back to bite me. I just see less threat with Martial, but you are right. You know, the better Rashford comes with Martial by his side.
Yeah.
More so than Weghorst, who we haven't seen much of yet. All right, let's end it with predictions, Cams. I know Casemiro's out. I don't know how heavily that sways your prediction. I mean, does it sway your prediction?
On the big six, I said we'll get the dub at the Emirates.
You did.
Casemiro got the booking, and I can't lie, we looked so flat against Palace. I don't know if it's because it was a freezing cold day. I don't know what it is. Is it because we just come off a grueling game against City? Did we have one eye on Arsenal? I don't know, but that performance kind of made me like, that ain't convincing me at all. And we ain't been the greatest away from home. So with that, just because Arsenal fans have been way too gas lately, like way too gas. Like, I've never seen such energy towards Man United in my life. We're talking like we're like, you know what I mean? I don't even want to say any team before it becomes a meme forever. Like, you know, remember that? I'm not going to say what it is. But I'm going to say 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1. I think we're just, historically, we've just always been this team that just seemed to disrupt when Arsenal are going on something. I just mentioned Invincibles. You guys came to us 5 out of 5. Somehow we got the win.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So we've always just kind of been that team. So yeah, I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to go Rashford, and I'm going to go Saka.
Picking out the score as well. Listen, 1-1, I think, you know, we're all in agreement as Arsenal fans. That would be points dropped for us, considering our home form, where we are in the league and our expectations this Sunday. Would you see that as points dropped for you, or considering the circumstances, 4 points out of 6 against the team that have been so far the best team in the league? Positive stuff.
Bro, best team in the league, best team in the country, 100%. I would see it. Get in, get out, man.
Yeah.
Get in, get out. We blew our opportunity a little bit, you know what I mean, when you can start talking about title race. I said, if you beat Arsenal, if you beat Palace, then you can start talking about title race. But if you don't, then it's not on. It hasn't been on. It hasn't been on, in my opinion. So get in, get out. 1-1 at the Emirates. Is it only Newcastle that picks up points here?
Yeah.
Come on, man. We're talking about building a fortress now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I would take a draw. I want a win, but I would take a draw. And then listen, you got to rely on Arsenal to drop points somewhere else. Listen, we've done our thing. We beat them and taken a draw. Can the rest of the Premier League do something,
not
please?
taken yet. Not taken yet.
Yeah, true. If it happens, you know what I mean? So listen, yeah, I'll take a draw.
Listen, I predicted 3-1 the wrong way in the Old Trafford tie.
See that?
It was the
You're
wrong
talking
way.
too much.
It was the
That's
wrong
the
way.
problem. That's the
But I'm
problem.
going 3-1 again, Cams.
Oh.
I'm going 3-1 again. I think you've got enough to score past us, but I just think that where Arsenal are at the moment, they just keep knocking down these tests, A+. Everyone wants to, say the next one's the big test. Next month's the big test. Now people are talking about our fixtures in April towards the end and how big they will be. But Arsenal just keep on delivering. So I want us to bounce back. I know Mikel Arteta will, fire them up pre-match.
But do you think we can trouble you? Because, we did the super fan debate yesterday. Jordan was talking crazy, saying we can't even trouble them. You know what I mean? You look at the Newcastle game.
Yeah.
They were resilient, but they didn't have what we have on the counter-attack.
Yeah.
Do you not see there's a possibility? Spurs had some opportunities to score goals. Do you see a way that we can trouble you guys, or do you think it's just too much firepower for you guys right now?
Listen, we was the much better team against Tottenham, but I gave Ramsdale the man of the match because he made key saves at key times. Now, we can't afford to concede the chances we conceded against Tottenham week in, week out, because it will come back to bite us. You're right. You have a bigger threat on the counter. And I look at Thomas Partey against Tottenham. He had a great game overall, but in the first half in particular, he gave the ball away a few times. Even before his ball over the top for Saka's first goal or Lloris's own goal, he literally gave the ball away. And Tottenham don't have that dynamic counter-attack that United have had in recent times, especially. So definitely you can trouble us. But I think it depends on how Ten Hag sets up, how Arteta sets up. And the first 10, 15, 20 minutes of the game, in my opinion, will set the tone.
Bro, I've said numerous times, survive the first 20 to 30 at the Emirates, you might have a chance. Because you guys come out like a house on fire, bro. You guys come out and blow teams away instantly. The energy is unbelievable. I've been to Emirates when Ozil, Sanchez just come blitzed us out, threw us out of the ground, literally.
That 3-0 first half.
You can be down quickly at the Emirates, so we need to come in and we need to, I'm sorry to say, but we need to make this a boring game. We need to make your fans be like, oh, United are a cancer. Yeah, what is this? I don't care. We need to come and bore you guys, because you lot with that, those crowd, these guys got some guys wearing black shirts now. Bro, they're going crazy up in there, bro.
Come on, it's all going in the right direction.
This is the thing. So we need to just come and silence that. You know what I mean? And that's the aim. My one thing is, do not concede from a set piece. That will frustrate me so much that you go all week planning for this Arsenal game and you concede from a set piece. That'll be hurt. That'll hurt me.
And as you was talking, I remember that first half an hour up until Martinelli's ruled out goal at Old Trafford.
Flames.
You lot was all over us for the majority of that first 20, 30 minutes at Old Trafford. So definitely you lot are a threat, but I just think Arsenal will get it done. Cams, love for coming on, my guy. Appreciate it as always. I'm going to tag Cam's channel in the title, so make sure you go support his channel, and in the description below, FTBL also, you know what it is already. Show some love to Cam's, Big 6 Extra, you know what it is. Hit the like button, give us your thoughts, predictions, lineups, all of that. One game at a time, he says.
Just one game at a time. Win, lose, draw is still just one game at a time. Remember that, people, especially United fans.
And that next game is top of the league, Arsenal. Let's get it done, boys. Love for the love. We're at. Peace.